Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Wait, don't say his name 3 times.
Nothing harder. Beetlejuice!
What the f? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Today I got another movie review today. I saw Beetlejuice just a day early. Don't worry though, I won't spoil anything for you guys. Make sure you do leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Before we get started though, I'm gonna read you guys a quick plot synopsis just so you know what the movie is about. After a family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter Astrid accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife. Tim Burton is of course back in the director's chair with this one, and I can say that I love him as a director, but we can't lie to ourselves. He has been on a downward spiral for many years. Sure, he made Wednesday, which is of course the Jenna Ortega show, and he's going to be making part of season 2, but that's a show compared to a movie, which, you know, he's not been making any good movies recently. You know, I know a lot of people think Wednesday is an amazing show. I think it's a pretty good show. It's not anything like spectacular. I don't know how it blew up as big as it did, but I think it's still good. But I'm talking movies basically here, and to me, he hasn't made a really good movie that I've wanted to go back to since like 2010 2012. Like Frank and Weenie, I think is a pretty decent one, and the Alice in Wonderland live action movie, which I personally enjoy a lot. I know a lot of people think it's kind of weird. I just like the visual style that he went with that one. And I gotta say, you know, I can hate a lot of his movies, and I know a lot of people hate some of his movies, but his style that he brings to each of his movies makes it hard to not least like some of his movies visually, because he makes every one of his films pop in so many different ways with so much color and practical effects, which I really enjoy a lot. But I am pleased to say that he finally made another hit with Beetlejuice. I was kind of worried going into this one because I loved the first one a lot. I watched it for the first time I think 2 years ago because I'd never seen it before, and I really did enjoy it. You know, that one twist at the beginning with the couple being dead from the car crash, it gets me every time. I always forget about it because I never go back to Beetlejuice a lot. You know, I just went back to it, of course, to get ready for this one. So it's been like 2 years, and I forgot that the Maitlands died at the beginning. So that twist got me again. I think it's a very fun movie, and it did what it needed to do. It was like 90 minutes long. It really moved along at a nice rate. And this sequel is so much fun, and that's all I really wanted from it. I never wanted like a Schindler's List type of movie with deep themes and like deep hardships and all that. I just wanted a fun follow-up to the original that would make me excited for the fall season, and this one did that. It's kind of funny that this one releases, you know, at the beginning of September, because you get out of the movie and you're like, oh, it's almost Halloween, but it's not almost Halloween. You still have like over a month left until Halloween. That's why maybe it should have came out at the beginning of October, but I guess I understand they wanted to play through September, October, probably early November. Probably Warner Bros. Probably going to keep this in theaters for a while because I think it's going to make a lot of money. Like the first Beetlejuice only made like 75 million domestically. This one is going to make like 115 million domestically opening weekend. It's going to be insane how busy the theaters are going to be this weekend. And like I'm not personally a fan of September because where I live it's still pretty hot. Like I'm just waiting for October. So when I walked out of this movie I was like, that was so much fun. I just cannot wait until October. So in my brain it's already October, because when you watch this movie you'll just be thinking of Halloween, because this movie takes place during Halloween, has a lot of horror stuff in there. Not really scary horror stuff, like fun horror stuff. So it just kind of sucks that it comes out in September, but I still thought it was really fun. Let's talk about the soundtrack and visuals. This one has an amazing soundtrack, even though it only has like 5 songs. I think it's like five or 4 songs, but I thought every song really fit with this world that Tim Burton did create. It gives like a spooky disco vibe, which I really did enjoy. There's like a full-on musical number at the end that I won't really get into the details for, but that was a really fun sequence. We were all wondering if Tim was going to go back to using practical effects in this one, and he did, which was awesome. Sure, there's a lot of CGI there too, but that's to be expected at this point in time. A lot of CGI gets used, but the practical effects are there in a big way, and they look goofy at times, which is the point. So if I hear people complaining about it on Twitter, which I think I will be, I'm gonna have to, you know, get mad, because practical effects in Beetlejuice is the point, and it's supposed to look out of the ordinary because that's the point. It's supposed to look weird because it's practical, and that's what Tim Burton's going for. That's the style. That's how it looked in the original. And you know, all the stuff in the afterlife world looked great. It looked like we just, you know, got out of the original movie, and it looked like the exact same thing. I thought it looked brilliant. I thought what Tim Burton just envisioned here was great. The costumes and lighting are all both amazing as well. I love the costumes that some of these characters characters were wearing, especially in the afterlife. It made me kind of, you know, in the lighting also, it made me kind of laugh at all the gray movies that we've been seeing nowadays with like no color, all the colors just gone, like all the saturation's gone from the movies. It just made me happy to see some, you know, bright colors, bright, vibrant colors in a movie again. I do have like one major complaint. I have some little ones that I'm not going to go into because those are like little nitpicks. Like, it's a far from perfect movie, but I think general audiences will eat this up. You know, it's a very fun movie, and I think that's all you should really expect going into it, because you're not going to expect, you know, any masterpiece while watching this one. And my biggest gripe probably is that it tries to tackle too many plot lines at once. Like, there's a plot line about Beetlejuice and Lydia, then there's one about Astrid and the boy she likes, and then there's also one about Beetlejuice and his wife that wants to kill him, and then there's like a couple more. And at that time, I'm like, maybe we could have tossed some of these out into the garbage bin, because it gets a little messy in the middle, but then it cleans itself up pretty nicely in the end. But you know, it's messy in the middle in a fun way, so I guess this is a good complaint and a bad complaint, but still, I feel like I feel like some of the plot lines are just too heavy to handle at sometimes, and if it wanted to tackle all these, maybe add like 15 to 20 minutes more to the movie. Now let's talk about the cast, which is kind of the most impressive part about this movie. Michael Keaton is of course back as Beetlejuice after so many years, and a fun fact about this one I saw in an interview is that Michael Keaton only returned to come back if his character Beetlejuice had like the same amount of screen time in the original, which I think is like 17 minutes, and Tim Burton basically said, yeah, you have the same amount of screen time, that's what I didn't want to change. I thought that was brilliant. You know, that's the best part of the original, is that you don't see Beetlejuice a lot, but his impact is really felt, and he has like the same amount of screen time here, and his impact is felt. You get really happy when you see him, then you can think about him when you're not seeing him, think of what he's doing. And Michael Keaton, you know, he hasn't lost his step here. He is brilliant. You know, he's come back and played some of the characters that he's previously played, like the Flash 2 years ago, or last year I guess, with Batman. You know, he was great coming back as that character, but it wasn't like a great movie. Right here, he's coming back and playing this character that he used to play, Beetlejuice, but it's a great movie, and I think Tim Burton really did respect him in a way of just writing his character and all these funny moments and just making him like he was in the original. I thought he did a great job. Monica Bellucci played Dolores in this one, and I wish there was more of her. She didn't get too many speaking lines in this one, but you really did feel her impact, and she looked excellent in this movie. Her costumes were great, and her introduction scene might actually be my favorite scene in the movie. I thought it was an amazing scene. I just wish we had more of her. Catherine O'Hara is also back in this one. I loved her. She's so funny. She has some very funny jokes in this one. Maybe the MVP of the movie, which is crazy to me because I didn't care for her character in the first movie. Willem Dafoe also has a fun role where he gets to wear some crazy makeup and practical, you know, elements on his face. I actually really did like that. He plays kind of like a investigator cop in this one. He gets to do some fun things. And Winona Ryder is of course back as Lydia, and Jenna Ortega is playing her daughter Astrid Dietz. I really thought this duo was brilliant. You know, Winona Ryder got asked in the interview, why did it take so long to make this movie? And she's like, we were waiting for Jenna Ortega to grow up. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of fits, because she does look like her daughter in this one, and you can tell in the interviews that she really does like her a lot. But here in this one, I do like Jenna Ortega a lot. I do feel like some people may think she's being overexposed. I don't think so. I think she's in enough good projects that she's not. You know, I only think overexposed if you're in so many bad things at once. My only complaint with her is that she's kind of just playing, you know, her Wednesday character at some times in the movie. Sure, it's a little different, but it just feels like her Wednesday character at some times. Winona Ryder, you know, she of course, like Michael Keaton, hasn't lost a step here. I think she's brilliant in this movie. She has the same kind of role as in the original. As I said, it kind of has the same feelings and the way she talks right here. I think that she's great. Winona Ryder is just a legend, and Michael Keaton too. They're both just brilliant here. The chemistry is great. How they look at each other is amazing. I love this whole ensemble. As I said, it also has amazing pace. It's about an hour and 45 minutes, and it works great. It's a bit longer than the original. I think the original was only like an hour and 34 minutes or something like that. But I think the runtime works here a lot more, because I think this is moving at such an alarming rate, which I did like, but this is moving so much faster than the original, which I think a lot more people will like. Like, I think I might come back to this one more than the original because it does move at that quick rate. Overall though, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is such a fun film, and that's all I was expecting here. Tim Burton really did bring me back to this world in such an amazing way. Some great practical effects, some great lighting, an amazing soundtrack. Michael Keaton, hasn't lost a step as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder is great. Jenna Ortega is an amazing addition, and as I said, it moves on an alarming rate. I love the pace of this one. I cannot wait to revisit this one. It's just such a fun time. Get you into that spooky season, get you into that Halloween feels. What a great time. I think a lot of people are really going to love this one. I'm going to give Beetlejuice Beetlejuice a strong 7.5 out of 10, which could go up on a rewatch because I do plan to watch this one at least one or two more times, like one more time in September, another time in October, getting ready for Halloween. It could be a very fun movie. I think a lot of people are going to go see it these next 2 months. But yeah, that's my review of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. If you did enjoy, leave your comments down below of what you thought of the movie. Also, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.